Hey everybody, welcome back to another Stardew How To, and today is how to go fishing. And if you are anywhere past day 2, you should have got, or been on, if you're on day 2, you will get a letter from Willie. He says he's just got back from a fishing trip and we should come down to the beach sometime. He's got something for us. So yeah, let's go see Willie on the beach, because that's how we're going to get into doing fishing. So if we take a walk down through the town, down to the beach, we'll find ourselves going straight into a little introductory cutscene with Willie, and we're not going to go through all of that, you can do that. So let's just skip ahead. And here we are, right, so now we know a bit about Willie and a little bit about fishing, but most importantly we've got a bamboo pole, and that's how we're going to start. There are some other things we can do, but let's just give it a go. Just come up to the water and we're going to hold the button down until we fill that meter up, and then let go to cast that line as far as possible. Now we just have to wait. And wait a bit more. Oh, see, I missed that one. I was busy talking to you. Okay, so if you heard that, that was the noise to say, hey, try and catch something. So we'll fill that bar up again, and if we get it all the way to the top, the further we get our rod cast out into the water, and that's better. Oh, Willie's off. He is off into his little shop there. And we'll go see him in the shop in a minute. Here we go. Right. Now your first fish, I think, you're guaranteed to catch. You want to keep clicking or tapping and keep this green bar behind the fish until the right hand bar reaches the top. And there I go. First fish is a sunfish. Great. That pops down your inventory and you can eat that, you can cook it, you can do all sorts of things. We'll talk about those in a minute. But first, let's just go see Willie. Right, this is Willie's fish shop. Now, you can sell your fish to Willie here. If you happen to lose your pole, you can buy a new one. If you're really struggling with the fishing, after you've done it for a bit, you can buy a training rod, and that's easier, but you can't catch decent fish. So if you struggle, buy yourself a training rod, use that for a bit until you've got the hang of it, and then go back to using your bamboo pole. And then there's all sorts of other bits in here, including fish tanks that you can display your fish in. So let's have another look at this fishing. We can fish off the front here, we can fish off the side, we can get anywhere we can get into the water. So let's cast this rod in again, and it doesn't matter if you don't get it all the way to the top on that bar, but the better it does and the further we're going to cast out, and I think the better fish we get from doing that. Here we go, there's another go. This is called the fishing mini game, if you see things written about it. And the harder the fish are to catch, the trickier this is. Some fish will stay down the bottom, some fish will zoom around all over the place, and the harder they are to catch, the more expensive they are usually, just when you sell them. So that's a flounder, and I got a star on the flounder, so it's a good quality one. That's great. Yay for me. We can go and have a quick look in our collections and see the fish that we've caught, number caught, biggest one, and number caught and biggest one of those, and a little bit about the fish as well. So there are lots of different places you can fish. You can come down to the beach here, fish in the sea. That's going to grab you all the ocean fish. If we come up, you've also got the various rivers around the town and in the woods, and these will get you the river fish. And if you head further up into the mountain area, then that will get you the mountain lake fish. there are certain fish that can only be caught in certain areas, and that's maybe something for a more in-depth video rather than just how to get on with fishing. But wherever you go, it's the same idea. Cast your rod and just wait, and every time you get the little noise and the exclamation mark, just go for it as quick as you can. Now, you don't always get fish. I've been really lucky every time I've shown you, it's been fish. Sometimes you get trash. As you advance through the game, you're going to find different rods become available to you as you get better at fishing. So this is the training rod that I said about, which is much easier to use. You can have a look at that. Except this time we got some cola. So let's try again. Right, when you eventually hit something, you can see the training rod has got a much bigger bar on it, and that's going to help you catch your fish. However, once you get better, stick with the bamboo pole until you've leveled up enough to get yourself a fiberglass rod. So the fiberglass rod isn't better for catching fish as such. You get the same size bar, but what's important is it's got a little space, and we can equip the fiberglass rod with bait, and that's going to increase the rate at which you catch your fish. So let's grab some bait and we'll put that on. Right, so here we've got some bait, and we're just going to pick it up and pop it onto the rod using the second button that we use for things. And now, every time we fish, we're going to use one piece of that bait, but the chances of us catching a fish are much higher. But as you can see, the bait doesn't increase the ease of fishing, just the rate at catching the fish. What will make your fishing easier is fishing. Ironically, the more you fish, the more you're going to level up. The more you level up, the bigger that bar on the fishing is going to get, and the easier it is then to get your fishing done. When it gets high enough again, you can get the iridium rod. Now, the iridium rod can take some bait and also a bobber. There are so many types of bobbers. You can find them places, you can craft them, you can be given them, you can buy some of them from Willy. I'm not going to go through them all because there's so many, but it's important to know that they've all got different abilities. Now, there is one more thing I want to show you about fishing. Sometimes when you're out and about, you might see something like this little patch here, which is harder to see in the rain, where there's extra bubbles in the water. You want to try and get your rod to cast as close to that, oh, it's gone, as possible. Anywhere where the bubbles are like that, let's check up in the lake. None up here, but anywhere where there's lots of bubbles coming up in the water, you're going to get a better rate of fishing and catch more fish. Simple as that. You might even sometimes get told that there is a fishing frenzy somewhere. Head to that location and find the place where the fish seem very active, and you'll get more of that type of fish, and they'll come really fast. So my last little bit, which is more of a tip than a how-to for the fish, is you want to make some money off your fish. They're not the best thing for eating, for energy and things like that, so you can sell them over here. You can sell them to Willy if you want the money on the day, but my preferred method is to use the fish smoker. Now, it might take you a little bit to get this, but once you've got this, pop it down, bring along a fish, make sure you've got some coal because it needs one piece of coal, and pop your fish inside. And wait a little while, it's not too long, and you'll soon have a lovely smoked fish that is worth a lot more money, and a lot tastier if you decide you do want to eat it. well worth the price you pay to get the smoker if you haven't got one, and the coal. And yeah, with that, that's the end of how to fish. Hope that helped. Any questions, just leave them in the comments. Leave a like if you enjoyed it and thought it was useful. And I'll see you again for another one. Bye now.